good morning, polka fans. We're coming to you today here on the IPA YouTube channel, and my honor and privilege to be able to talk to Hall of Famer and famous and fabulous Ampere, the one and only Mr. Andy Day. Andy, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rick.
How you doing today?
I'm doing real fine, and I'm real happy to be talking to you.
Well, it's like I said, it's my pleasure. I remember going back, been a fan of the Amperes for many, many years, and I remember meeting you guys through Wayne Chinkowski, who I went to high school with, and
Yeah.
we were shocked one time. We had just met, and we both ended up at a dance that Amperes were playing along with the Steve Adamczyk Orchestra.
How about that?
My grandfather was the drummer with the Steve Adamczyk band for many years. And I look at Wayne, he looks at me, he goes, and at the same time, almost in stereo, what the hell are you doing here? And since then, of course, I've been a fan of the Amperes and a fan of Andy Day. Andy, how did you get started? A little bit of your history. You started, I'm sure, playing in grammar school, high school band.
Yeah, well, my mother and father came from Poland, and before I could speak English, I was speaking Polish, and they used to take us to these different Polish lodges, had parties and dances, and they always took me along, and I just enjoyed standing by the bandstand and looking at the musicians, especially the trumpet player. So I said I wanted to start to learn how to play the trumpet, and I was going to St. Stanislaus Parochial School. They had a band there. So I wanted a trumpet, but they only had cornets. So I got a cornet, and I started my music in St. Stanislaus being Martyr Church band playing a cornet, and I loved it. And the band director said, "Gee, you're doing real good. So you should have a trumpet." I said, "That's what I want." So he says, "I'll take you and your family. We'll go downtown to Lion and Ely and look at some horns." I tried a few of them, and then I said, "Boy, I really like this one." And he says, "Yes." He says, "Hey, it's a good one." So Mom and Dad had to pay for it, and I thought I was going to pass out when he said it cost $150. I says, in those days, holy Christ, that was like 100,000. But anyway, that's how I got my first trumpet. And I went on playing in high school, and I played at Wrights College concert and marching band. And I started playing with a very famous Polish musician, Joe Durlak. He was a very, very popular singer. So he was playing at my sister's wedding. I was 14 years old, and Joe came by, and my father says, "Hey, Joe, why don't you give the kid a chance to sit in for a set?" And Joe said, "Do you play trumpet?" I said, "Yes." Hey, come on up and sit in for a set. So we got done with the set, and Joe said, "Hey, you're very good." He says, "I'm going to be playing the St. James Carnival, and would you like to play with me?" And I said, "Oh, definitely." He says, "I won't be able to pay you very much." I said to myself, I don't care if I get paid anything. It'll be just great to get up there and play. So anyway, that's how I got started. And after the carnival was over, Joe gave me $25, and I said, "Holy crap!" I said, $25. And then it wasn't much later he called me up and said, listen, my trumpet player is leaving. You want to come steady with the band? And I said, of course. So with Joe Dorlight's band, we were very popular. Did a lot of jobs, played on the radio, and I got very, very good at it. And then for quite a while, played with Joe, and at that time, Eddie Jima was playing concertina with Joe. And Pete, the drummer, he was playing with Joe. And then Jima said he wants to start his own band. And he asked me if I would go with him. And I said, yeah, I will. So then I was playing with Jima's orchestra. And that was really, really great because Eddie was very popular. Her music was very nice and very good. So I played with Joe, and then Uncle Sam says, hey, I want you. I got a job for you. So I got drafted, went into the Army, and they sent me to Louisiana, where they had the Oklahoma National Guard. So I wanted to get in, and the music director says, what do you play? And I said, trumpet. Oh, he says, we got a whole bunch of trumpet players in the band. He said, and you know, they're all local. We're from the same place. So he said, somebody might have to get discharged because, you know, they're married and everything. And he says, when there's an opening, he said, we'll let you come in. Well, the opening never arrived because they shipped me to Korea. And, well, when I came back from Korea, we got together with Roman Travers and Wally Glow, Rudy Shinkowski, and we said we're going to start the Amplifiers, and we did, and that's how the Amplifiers came about. And of course, it was a great band.
Now I remember, Andy, not to interrupt you, but I remember hearing a story that originally the Amplifiers had no accordion or concertina player. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you guys taught Tommy, someone taught Tommy Kula in a matter of a couple of weeks to play the concertina?
Yeah. He came one time on a job, and he was carrying a concertina. And I said, oh. And
where'd you find that?
playing the concertina. And that was a great improvement for the band. See, we were interested in a piano player because we were getting a lot of bookings where art wasn't completely Polish. And we had to have some very good American music. Yeah. And that's what happened. And
yeah, I remember the Amplifiers, you know, growing up and listening to the Amplifiers. You guys were almost as popular for your ballroom music in Chicago as you were for the polka music.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, you see, Roman and I, we hung around for quite a while. Roman was playing with little Wally at the time, and I was with Jima. And after the day was over, Roman and I used to meet on Division Street with our horns, and we'd go into a Lucky Stop, and whoever was playing would say, hey, why don't you guys come in, sit in with us? And that's what we did. And we knew all the joints on Division Street, and we bounced from one to another. And I got to be real known as good musicians, and that was a lot of fun. And,
so not only were the Ampulars popular in the Chicago area, when did you guys start doing the traveling that you did?
well, I don't exactly remember when. Well, to be very honest, the first time we went out to Toledo, Ohio, with Eddie Gima group, and then when the Ampulars started playing, we started getting calls, starting like with Jackson, Michigan, and then Grand Rapids, Bay City, and then we'd go up to Hamtramck in Detroit, and we played a lot of jobs out there, and then we wound up going up to Pennsylvania, Seven Springs, which was fabulous. Every year, the fireworks, they called it, and we played there every year with Eddie Blazanchik and Jimmy Sturr's band, and it was a fabulous place. And then Jimmy Sturr had us come up further east, and we played with his band in New Jersey and Massachusetts and New York. And then Jimmy was running affairs in Florida, and he booked us to play together with his group. And so we got to be very popular all over. And it was fun. It was great. And, well, I miss it. Only a fool wouldn't. But, yeah, that was it. And then, like I said, there were so many good bands. You know, Jimmy Sturr had a fine group, and he personally was a real nice guy. I liked him. We kidded around with each other. And so he was pushing us, and traveling was fun. We started out first like in Wisconsin, and then we branched out more and more. Joe Fedor was the first one. He booked us for Seven Springs, and that was the start of all the heavier traveling. And like I said, polka music and our American music went over real well, and so we get a lot of bookings.
I know I've been privileged to be able to share the stage with the Ampulars through the years many, many times. I was talking to Wayne. I said, yeah, I probably played close to 100 jobs with the Ampulars throughout the years. He says, it's probably closer to 200. I said, really? That many? But I remember the first time I was probably like 15 years old. I don't exactly remember the details, but you were working late, so I had to play the first set, and then you came to play after. And I remember going to Wayne's house, and his dad would listen to me play. You got to learn this song. You got to learn this song. Playing along with the records and with Tommy Kula and stuff, and talking about being nervous. So go to the bar. I was maybe 15, 16. I don't exactly remember in room. And you got to have an Ampular special before we start.
Oh boy.
Oh, all right. Well, what was an Ampular special? A shot of Seagram 7 and a 7-7 on the side.
Yeah.
So I finished that one. I said to the bartender, get us another one. And Wally and Roman go, well, he's going to fit in real good. So one of the funny stories in my experience performing with the Ampulars, which was always a treat. You could never be you can never be out of tempo with the Ampolairs, with Rudy on drums and
Rudy was
Jerry on the piano, and Tommy. That rhythm section was like a train.
Oh, yeah.
It was really great. And then your vocals, of course. One of my all-time favorites was Pinup Girl that you did.
Yeah. We had a very solid group. I mean, it was like when we played in Erie, Pennsylvania, it was funny. We walked into the hall. Of course, we were all dressed the same in nice tuxedos, and we got up on a stage and started setting up our equipment. And after first intermission, I walked off, and a guy came up to me and he says, "You know what?" He said, "When you guys walked in here, you look as if you're going to take over the place. Then you played your first set. Guess what? You took over the place."
You took over the place, yeah. I remember a lot of the Ampolairs were like a fixture on the, wasn't it the Chet Galinsky show? Like every Sunday you played live on the radio in Chicago. And
yeah.
Yep.
That was a good start for us also, getting the publicity of every Sunday. And next thing you know, it just expanded to where Chet was running remotes from different places. And then the Heights restaurant and bar, he wanted us to do the show from there every Sunday, and we did. And next thing you know, it was blossoming out to be a very good thing, and people were coming there, and it was fine.
And then, of course, there was Caldwell Woods.
Oh, man. That was the greatest thing of all. Of course, I was pretty young then, and I'd played a job, and after the job, somebody would take my horn home, and I'd go swimming in Wayland Pool.
Well, my memories of Caldwell Woods was, we were Southsiders, people in Chicago, not in Chicago, don't get it, but there always was North Side polkas, South Side polkas. We were Southsiders, and not every Sunday, but at least twice a month, my dad would pack us in the car, and we'd drive all the way up to the north side there and go to Caldwell Woods, and you'd walk around. There was, I don't know how many pavilions and different bands playing. You hear Eddie B., you hear Little Richard, you hear Lil Wally, you'd hear Ampolairs and others. It was
Harmony King
really something.
Used to be out there.
Yep.
It was funny because the very first platform, when you walk in from the parking lot, they call that Grove 48. That was the most popular spot, and we used to play there mostly. And then after that, where the White Eagle is, that used to be Trumba's picnic grove. So we would play in the afternoon and Caldwell Woods, and then pack up and go over to Trumba's Grove and play there until the wee hours of the morning. Yeah. So it was very popular in those years. People used to come out in droves on the streetcar, on the bus, on the car. However, they used to come out. And it was really a pleasant sight to see so many people come out and telling us how they enjoy us. I said, you can't ask for anything better than that.
Do you have any one particular incident or anecdote or story that sticks out in your mind of something that we can't tell on air,
lot of incidents.
Yeah, knowing the guys in the band, I'm sure there were hundreds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then it was funny, you know, of course, they'd put us up for the night, and Wally Glow would go into bed and he'd start snoring. I'd be there with Jerry. We'd say, hey, we got to get this guy to shut up. I'd grab him by the feet, and Jerry would grab him by the shoulders, and we'd flip him over. And
great memories, Andy. Yes.
oh man, yeah, so much fun.
So much fun, exactly. Well, I guess unless there's anything else you want to add or tell another story of some kind or give any other info, I'm glad, and we thank you for participating. And a lot of the polka fans, I'm sure, remember and love Andy Day and the Ampelairs. It was always a great pleasure listening to the band and getting to know you guys and call you friends. It's
yeah, well, you know, my name is Andy Jongva, but nobody could pronounce Jongva
or spell it.
So I said, just call me Andy Day, and it stuck.
It's stuck. Yeah.
And that's how I became Andy Day. And but still, everybody knew that I was 100% Polish, even with a name like Day, which was, that was my performance name.
Your stage name.
Yeah, stage name, right? All right.
Well, Andy, thank you very much. Good luck to you and your family, your lovely wife, and stay healthy, stay happy, and thanks for all the memories and all the great music that you guys performed and recorded that we still get to enjoy on the radio or at home on our CDs or LPs, however it is that we enjoy it these days. But once again, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate your taking an interest in producing this thing. And I think that's very nice of you. Of course, you've always been a very nice friend of mine. I've always loved the way you played the trumpet. And I know I laughed when you sat in with the band a couple of times when I was unable to attend. And like you said, I had to come late a couple of times, and there was Rick up there playing the horn, and that was tremendous. You know, the Polka Association and all the people that run these affairs, you got to say thank you to them, because, you know, they go out of their way to promote these things, and I think it's just fabulous. But unfortunately, it's falling off by the wayside now. But I'm sure a lot of people have wonderful memories, as you and I do. And well, we just have to say we had a great period in our life that we will never, ever forget.
Absolutely. And we keep pushing so it doesn't go too far by the wayside. So,
yeah.
Once again, thank you very much, Andy. You have a great day, and happy Thanksgiving coming up.
Thank you, Rick.
All righty.